Hi guys, in the previous class we have discussed about vitamins. Today's class we are going to discuss about minerals. You know that in our foodstuffs basically there are five kinds of foodstuffs. They are carbohydrates which are providing energy, fats also for energy, proteins for growth and repair, whereas minerals and vitamins are used to maintain the good health. That's why they are called as protective food substances. In the previous class already we have discussed fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins also. Today's class we are going to discuss about minerals. Okay guys, come on, please. Minerals means the inorganic substances which are required to our body are called as minerals. Basically, these minerals are differentiated into two categories, macro minerals and micro minerals. Macro minerals means the minerals required in huge quantities. It is called as macro minerals. Micro minerals means they are required in low quantities. Both are essential to the body, but the quantities differ. That's why these are called as macro minerals. The remaining are called as micro minerals. First of all, we discuss about macro minerals. Come on, please. In the macro minerals, the first one is calcium. Okay, calcium. The calcium is present in milk, cheese, egg, beans, cabbage and cauliflower. The functions of the calcium. How the calcium is utilized in our body. You know that the major component of our bones and teeth are made up of calcium. Right? Bones and teeth. After that, at the time of blood coagulation also, calcium is very much required, which is acting as a fourth factor. So, calcium is required for blood coagulation. As well as at muscle contraction also calcium is required. At the synaptic transmission like conditions also, this calcium is required. So, the calcium is required in the formation of the bones and teeth and blood coagulation and muscle contraction and in the nerve impulse also this is very much essential. The deficiency of the calcium is causing the bone deformities. The bone deformities. Already we have discussed about vitamin D. The vitamin D helping in the absorption of calcium. So the same problems also seen in the absence of calcium. They are rickets in the children, osteomalacia in adults. Here, certain dental disorders also takes place due to the problem of or deficiency of calcium. Okay, have a look, please. Come on, next, please. Next, phosphorus. Soon after phosphorus, you know that phosphorus. These are twin elements, phosphorus as well as calcium, because both are mostly participating in the bone and teeth formation. The source for this milk, cereals, egg, fish, meat, etc. Here it is utilized in the formation of the bones and the teeth as well as ATP, ADP, AMP means adenosine triphosphate, diphosphate, monophosphate. Energy currency. In the energy currency formation also it is playing vital role. As well it is also present in some of the enzymes also, the phosphorus. The deficiency of the phosphorus leads to defective formation of the bones and teeth. Bones and teeth disorder takes place due to the deficiency. As well, it is also causes the deficiency also causes rickets and osteoporosis. Okay, same problems which are very similar to the calcium, right? Next macro mineral is sodium. The sodium also called can be seen in table salt, cheese, carrot, wheat germs and leafy vegetables. Also the sodium is present. The sodium is present mainly maintenance of osmotic balance. Means in our body particular amount of the water is present in our tissues. That water levels is maintained by mainly sodium. It is called osmotic balance. This is also helping in muscle contraction. In the muscle contraction, you can see the utility of sodium, as well as it is also used in nerve impulse. Mostly in the muscle contraction as well as in a nerve impulse also you can see sodium pump during the contractions as well as in impulse also. The sodium salts of the bile also helpful in emulsification of the fats. Already at the digestive system we have discussed about the emulsification of the fats. In the emulsification, sodium glycocholate, sodium terephthalate, potassium glycocholate, potassium terephthalates. These are called as bile salts. The bile salts are very much useful in emulsification of the fats. So the sodium is useful in the osmotic maintenance of the body as well as muscle contraction, nerve impulse and emulsification of the fats also. The deficiency of the sodium leads to muscle cramps, okay, as well as headache, nausea. Nausea means reeling sensation also seen due to the deficiency of the sodium. Have a look please. Come on, next slide please. Potassium. Yes, potassium is present in chicken, beef, pork, banana, orange juice and potato also. The function of the potassium. Potassium is mainly present in extracellular fluids of the muscles. Okay? The muscles you can see intracellular fluid, extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid also called as ECF. So outside of the muscles, this potassium is present. Okay, na? So of course inside of the muscle also you can see the potassium as well as outside also present in intracellular as well as extracellular fluid of the muscles having the potassium, which is playing vital role in muscle contraction. It is also helping in acid-base balance. Next, it is also helping in nerve impulse propagation. It is also participating in nerve propagation also, right? The deficiency of the potassium is into two categories: hyperkalemia, hypokalemia. Hyperkalemia means elevation of the potassium in the blood is called as hyperkalemia. Hyperkalemia causes renal failure, means kidney failure, dehydration, low level of the water in the body. Next, cardiac failures also caused by the elevation of the potassium in the body, as well as hypokalemia. The lowering of the potassium in the body fluids is called as hypokalemia. The hypokalemia causes muscle weakness, tachycardia. Tachycardia means the rapid heartbeats. The increased heartbeats is called as tachycardia. After tachycardia, it is also causing paralysis due to the less potassium in the body. It is called hypokalemia. Next, we discuss about magnesium. Magnesium source in coca, nuts, soya beans, etc. The function of the magnesium combined with calcium and phosphorus to form the complex salts of the bone. Means the magnesium is participating, joining in the formation of the bones and teeth along with the calcium and phosphorus. Next, it is also helping in protein and lipid metabolism also, magnesium. Okay, the deficiency of the magnesium leads to hyper excitability of nervous system. Hyper excitability, more excitation in the nervous system. It is called hyper excitability of the nervous system. And muscle tremors. Muscle tremors means shaky muscles are called as muscle tremors, and also convulsions also caused by the deficiency of the magnesium. Okay guys, have a look please. Come on, next slide please. Chlorine. Chlorine most commonly seen in a table salt, sodium chloride. So chlorine most common in a table salt. The function of the chlorine, water balance. Already we have discussed at the time of sodium also. These two are maintaining water level in the body. That is called osmotic pressure regulation. Water level regulation in the body is called as osmotic pressure regulation. It is also helping in acid-base balance in the blood. It is also helping in maintenance of acid-base balance in the blood. At the time of chloride shift in specific, okay, you can study in respiratory system. At the time of CO2 transport, chloride shift takes place from RBC to plasma. Okay, this is helping in maintenance of pH value as acid base balance. The deficiency of the chlorine causes vomiting sensation. Next, hypochloromic alkalosis. Hypochloromic alkalosis. When inside of the body chlorine level decreases, alcohol level increases in the blood. So it is called as hypochloromic alkalosis. Okay. Next, sulfur. Sulfur can be seen in it is a source wheat germs, cheese, cabbage, etc. It is found in amino acids, methionine and cysteine also. Means sulfur also can be having availability with amino acids. The function of the sulfur is insulin formation. In the formation of the insulin, you know that what is insulin? And a hypoglycemic hormone which is secreted by the beta cells of the pancreas. Okay, the sulfur is useful in the formation of the insulin, as well as it is also helping in protein biosynthesis. It is also helping in protein biosynthesis. The deficiency of the sulfur is causing stunted growth. Stunted means the growth is stopped. It is called stunted growth. So that is the deficiency of the sulfur. Okay, have a look please. Okay guys, just a moment please, stay cool. we have discussed chlorine and sulfur. In the chlorine deficiency, we have discussed vomiting and hyperchloromic alkalosis. Here alkalosis means the alkalic condition elevates. Okay na? So that is called hypochloromic alkalosis. Okay, the elevation of the alkaline condition is called as hypochloromic alkalosis. Okay, please rectify that change. Right, please next. Microminerals. Macrominerals right now completed. Now we discuss about microminerals. They are iron, liver, heart, kidney, egg and greeny leafy vegetables are sources of the iron. The function of the iron, you know that most commonly it is in the formation of the hemoglobin. In the hemoglobin, ferrous ions are utilized. The second function is cytochromes, where the electron transport takes place in the system, cellular respiration. Okay, in those two conditions you can see iron. The deficiency of the iron most commonly anemia. As iron lacking, the formation of the hemoglobin decreases. When the hemoglobin decreases, it is called anemia. The second one is copper. Copper source nuts, shellfishes, liver, kidney, etc. In the function of the the function of the copper is hemoglobin synthesis. Proper activity of certain enzymes means it is participating in hemoglobin synthesis as well as activity of enzymes role loni kuda this is joining there anamata. అయితే ఇక్కడ hemoglobin synthesis copper how it is related means the copper is helping in the absorption of iron in the small intestine. Suppose if the copper is not there, iron is not absorbed from the food into the body. So the deficiency of the copper leads to nutritional anemia. It is not direct anemia. It is called nutritional anemia because the copper is very much useful in the absorption of the iron. Means indirectly this is avoiding synthesis of the hemoglobin in absence of the copper. So it is called as nutritional anemia. The deficiency of the copper also causes loss of weight. Loss of weight also caused by the deficiency of the copper. Right? Come on, next. Next micromineral is iodine. Iodine is available in seafood as well as in iodized salt. This can be seen is a source of iodine. Iodine function in the formation of thyroid hormone T3 and T4. They are also called thyroxine hormones, thyroid hormones. Okay? The deficiency of the iodine leads to thyroid hypertrophy. Hypertrophy means the enlargement of the thyroid gland. That is called thyroid hypertrophy. Because of the enlargement of the cells in the thyroid gland size increases this much like a bulb. So it is technically called as goiter. The deficiency of the iodine leads to goiter. Okay? Right. Next, manganese. The manganese source nuts, grains, vegetables, fruits, etc. Manganese useful in the formation of the bones, and it is also participating in reproduction. The deficiency of the manganese leads to sterility. Sterility. They may not get offspring. That process is called sterility. Finally, cobalt. Cobalt. Cobalt is present in the liver and kidneys. Okay, the source of the cobalt, liver and kidneys of non-veg food. The cobalt is useful in the maturation of the RBC. In the maturation of the RBC, cobalt is useful. Okay, cobalt is useful in the formation of the vitamin B12, cyanocobalamin. Why it is called cyanocobalamin means the cobalt is a main element in B12 cyanocobalamin. Cyanocobalamin, in the B12 cobalt is main element. That's why it is called as cyanocobalamin. It is helping in the maturation of the RBC. Suppose cobalt is decreases or short in the body, deficiency in the body, it is leads to pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia. It is not direct anemia. Pernicious anemia. Pernicious anemia means the size of the RBC increases. The number is decreases. So it is called as a pernicious anemia. Even overconsumption of the cobalt leads to polycythemia. Okay, the deficiency leads to pernicious anemia. The excess consumption leads to polycythemia, means increasing the more production of the RBC. Okay, the deficiency also causes loss of weight and weakness or other symptoms of the deficiency of the cobalt. Okay, right. These are the micro minerals which are useful in our regular food items. Okay, have a look please. Next, okay, zinc. Zinc is available in meat, liver and eggs. The functions of the zinc, it helps in growth, reproduction, tissue repair and healing, and proper vision, etc. You know, my dear students, recent days, the knowledge doctor prescribing B complex always with the combination of the zinc. Means nowadays zinc also essential mineral to our body along with the B complex. So the doctors are writing B complex with zinc. Because zinc is participating in growth, reproduction, especially tissue repair and healing. It is helping in proper vision also. The deficiency of zinc causes hypogonadism, means decreasing the size of the gonads, whether it is ovaries or testes. It also causes dwarfism because the growth is stopped there. So it is called dwarfism. So like that, the deficiency of the zinc causes hypogonadism as well as dwarfism. Okay, have a look please. Okay guys, today is a very auspicious day, April 25th. It is World Malaria Day. Actually, in the previous days, August 20th is celebrated as Malaria Day because Sir Ronald Ross found malaria cysts on August 20th in 1897. But after 2007, World Health Organization changed that August 20th is Mosquito Day. It is a Mosquito Day. The April 25th is considered as, according to World Health Organization, the World Anti-Mosquito means it is a Malaria Day. Today is a Malaria Day. It is very important aspect. You remember, April 25th is Malaria Day. August 20th is Anti-Mosquito Day. It is. Okay? Right? You got it. Afterwards, today I want to say a few words present day's scenario. Already we have discussed all the world is nowadays suffering with a pandemic problem, that is COVID-19. You remember, my children, this is a landmark of our lifestyles. You know, life is different before invention of the computers, after invention of the computers. The lifestyle is totally changed after invention of the computers, androids, like that technology. In the same manner, in the future also, you have to save your lives from that pandemic problem, because nowadays seems to be it is not possible to find a treatment or vaccine to the COVID. So in present scenario, you have to adapt yourself, the learning the things from your home only. Don't you expect going to the college and taking the live classes, the learning process, homework, imposition, etc., jail, vice principal? Don't you expect the life in that way in the coming early days? It may take very months. So that, my dear children, I am requesting you to take this online class as a serious aspect. You have to update your work with your knowledge, with your interest only. The teacher may not check your work. The jail may not check your work. That's why my request to the parents as well as teachers, adapt yourself to learning the things online only. Don't you expect the classroom teaching in the coming soon days. It may take 6 months or 4 months also. So that you can update IP work as well as objective work also soon after completion of the regular topics. Okay, hope you understand.